Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Talking Church with the Fosters. I am Angeline Foster, of course, and today I'm going to pick your brain. I think one of the things I've been thinking about is picking up the slacks with other co-laborers. This has been a big part of the church and everything that has to go with it. Sometimes people get fed up when you have to pick the slack up for others in the church. It's, it's very nerve wracking. I have dealt with this on so many occasions and levels in the church in the last couple of years. And it's been a pain in my butt. That's like if you all on a ministry team and it's five of you all and maybe two out the five are really laboring, tearing, and going above and beyond, while the other three just sitting there like, yeah, we just here for the ride. It doesn't always work out like that. Sometimes it can be God testing you to see what are you willing and able to do, and sometimes it can just be to see can you work with a team or can you work without a team. Sometimes you need to be a team player, and sometimes you need to go above and beyond, not just for your team, but for you as well, just to prove that you can do it and you can succeed. If you hear my children in the background, please ignore them. So, as for me, I serve as a deaconess at my church. I'm a deaconess in training. My husband is well as a deacon in training. And we have had struggles in the past 2 years of trying to find new recruitments, replacements. And it's been a test, you hear me? So my pastor, is always, he's so long suffering, so meek about certain things. Me personally, I'm vocal about everything because I just don't play that. Something irks my nerves and it hits a core. I have to address it because if it sits longer, it's gonna be bad for somebody. I'm just being honest about the situation. But he used to have monthly meetings with us, which we still do, and he used to always say, "What do you think like I need to do?" He asks everybody this rhetorical question: "What do you think I need to do?" Because everybody's not pulling their slack, everybody's not pulling their weight, nobody's ready to be ordained, and blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, just sit everybody down, including us. Do what you need to do. I'm not gonna keep talking about it. Do it, or if you don't do it. If not, I'm gonna keep serving like I've always been doing. A recent challenge I've took on is children's church. Now, yes, I do have two children, Anthony and Ari, and they are my prides and joys, even though they work my nerves. Excuse me. But, excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, too. Um, I got to teach their class on fruits of the Spirit. Now, if anybody knows me knows that I'm working on this daily. I won't say a struggle, but it's definitely a thing to work on, especially if you don't possess all the fruits of the Spirit. In my class, we concentrated on love. I said, if you have love, there's nothing else to talk about. It's strictly love. And when you have love dwelling in you and the love of God dwelling in you, there's just some things you just cannot do and some things you just cannot say and some things you just won't respond to because you have the love of God in you. And, teaching the kids that I taught myself, so I thank God for that. And that's been a challenge, I took. And I think I stepped over my challenge and I got a flag and I said, woo, I made it, a checker flag, and I went to the finish line and said I made it. And this is just another thing as far as serving with co-laborers. Sometimes everybody's not going to be there to pick up the slack. So what happens when somebody's not there to pick up the slack? What you going to do? Are you going to complain about it? Are you going to brainstorm or research what can I do to help build that up? Or you're going to tell on them? It's so many things that can happen when people don't pick up the slack. So what I've come to do is pray for them, one. Two, see if you can be any assistance. Because, everybody's always going through something. Everybody's always doing something or in need of something. So that's been my two things I have been, excuse me, doing. And I found myself to be able to work with these people and to be a better steward, a better server, and servant. All those going hand in hand when it gets down to serving the people of God in the kingdom. So yeah, sorry, my children just doesn't know how to sit down. But no, so yeah, that's been my task. And sometimes co-laborers don't always want to co-labor. They kind of want to do their thing, and that's fine too. But it's not always about doing your thing. It's about the work you're called to do, what you're called to be a part of. And it's a thing that God calls you to. It's not like you were just saying, hey, I want to be a deaconess, or I want to be a pastor, I want to be an evangelist, a missionary. God had to lay that upon your heart to be able to do these things and be in these callings, because it's just not, I would never saw myself doing this. Please, I enjoy singing in the choir, the praise team, praise dancing. And I found that to be a joy. So when God calls you to another level, you still do maintain the other levels, but you also serve in this level. So always having a spirit to do is important as well. And then when you call to labor with other people, co-labor with other people, as long as you keep your spirit right, you can't go wrong with that. Because God looks at you. He's not going to look at everybody as like a group. No, we get judged individually. Can't nobody take the rap for you. So you might as well just start living that life of, okay, God, it's me and you. I'm on this journey. I'm on this track. I need to do whatever's been pleasing in your sight. And that's how it works. So picking up the slack with co-laborers when everyone doesn't do their part, don't ever dwell on it, because you'll get stuck in a place. You'll be bitter. You'll be mad. You'll be want to cuss. You want to do a lot of things. Always stay the course of what you need to do as far as being a man or a woman of God. Do whatever God called you to do, and everything else usually falls in line. It might not be right, but it's going to be all right. That's how I look at it. And since I took on that thinking, everything has been leveling out just fine. And I thank God for that, because it was some days I'm like, look, y'all can have this. I will sit on the front row with the hat and the suit and be suited and booted and be just fine. And then when you give the smile, they're like, oh, this heifer is crazy. No, this heifer is dead serious. I can always take myself out of the equation. I don't like to be seen anyway. So don't take that thinking. But, it's not always about being seen. It's not always about being recognized or pastor calling you every time. It's about doing the work of God. So always remember, do the work of God when it comes down to co-laborers. And they're not doing their part or picking up the slack. Pray to God about it and see what God has to say and see what God does in that situation. I promise it will always turn out to be just fine. Take care, guys, and be blessed.